India is a country in South Asia. It is the seventh largest country by area, the second most populous country with over 1.2 billion people, and the most populous democracy in the world. Home to the ancient Indus Valley civilization and the region of historic trade routes and vast empire, the Indian subcontinent is identified with its commercial and cultural wealth. Various religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism originated here, whereas Christianity and Islam arrived in the first millennium CE and also helped in shaping the region's culture. Gradually annexed and brought under the administration of the British East India Company. The Khajuraho group of monument is a group of Hindu and Jain temples in Madhya Pradesh. About 620 kilometers from the south of Delhi, these are the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. Khajuraho temples were built in 950 and 1050 AD during the Chandela dynasty. The Khajuraho group of temples were built together but were dedicated to the two schools of Hinduism and Jainism, suggesting the tradition of acceptance for the religions between Hindus and Jains. The temple site is within Vindhya mountain range in central India. An ancient local legend held that Hindu deity Shiva and other gods enjoyed visiting the dramatic hill formation in Kalinjar area. The center of this region is Khajuraho, which is set in local hills and river. The temple complex reflects the ancient Hindu tradition of building temples where God loves to play. The temples are clustered near water. The current water bodies include Sip Sagar, Khajur Sagar, and Khudar Nadi. The local legend states that temple complex had 64 water bodies, which has been identified by the archaeologists so far. Of the surviving temples, 6 are dedicated to Shiva and his consort, 8 to Vishnu, and 1 to Ganesha, 1 to God's son, and 3 to Jain. The temples have a rich display of carved statue. While they are famous for their erotic sculpture, sexual themes cover less than 10% of the temple. For the most erotic scene, paints are neither prominent nor emphasized at the expense of the rest. Rather, they are in proportional balance with non-sexual images. The viewer has to closely look to find them or to be directed by a guide. The art covers numerous aspects of human life and values considered important in Hindu pantheon. Further, the images are arranged in configuration to express the ideas of Hinduism. All 3 ideas from Agamas are richly expressed in Khajuraho temples. These are Avkata, Vyavkata, and Vyakta. The Bija Mandal temple is under excavation. It has been identified with Vaidnath temple and Grapti Kokla inscription. The temple is an active site of worship. It is another square grid temple with a large 2.5 meters high and 1.1 meter diameters lingam placed on 7.6 meter diameters. The most visited temple, Kandaria Mahadev, has an area of about 6,500 square feet. Khajuraho temples, like almost all Hindu temple designs, they follow Vastu Shastra. The design plan has important components. The design layout a Hindu temple in a symmetrical, layered, self-repeating structure around the core of temple called Garbhagriha, where the abstract principle and the primary deity of the temple is dwell. The circle of mandala circumcise the square. The square is considered divine for its perfection as a symbolic product of knowledge in human thought, while circle is considered earthly, human, and observed in everyday life. Moon, sun, horizon, water drop, rainbow, each support each other. Khajuraho temples deploy Manduka and the Pitha Mandala. The primary deities or lingas are located in great Brahmaparas. All Khajuraho temples except one face sunrise and the entrance for the devotee is always on the east side. Above the Vastu Purush Mandal, temple is superstructure with a dome called Shikara. Variation in spire design come from variation in degrees. In each temple, the central space typically is surrounded by ambulatory for the pilgrimage to walk around and ritually do their prayings. The pillars, wall and ceilings around the space as well as outside have highly ornate carvings or the images of the four just and necessary pursuit of life, which are kama, artha, dharma and moksha. The clockwise walk around is called prodakshina. Large Khajuraho temples have pillared halls called mandapa. One near the entrance serve as the waiting room for pilgrimages. The mandapas are arranged by the principles of symmetry, grid and mathematical precision. The use of same underlying architectural principle is common. Each Khajuraho temple is distinctly carved, repeating the common principle in every temples. The Khajuraho temples belong to Vaishnavism, the school of Hinduism. The archaeological suggests three types of temples were under construction at the same time. The Kandarya Mahadev temple is 109 feet in length and rises 116 feet above ground and has 88 feet above its own floor. It is surrounded by 870 statues, most being half size, and they are dedicated to Lord Brahma, Mahadev, Matangeshwar, Varaha, Lakshmana, Parshavnath, Vishwanath, Devi Jagdambi, Chitragupta, Kandarya Mahadev, the largest temple, Vamana, the Rishabh, Javeri, Dulado, Ghantal, Vishnu Garuda, the Hanuman temple. The Khajuraho temples features a variety of artwork, of which 10% is sexual art outside and inside the temples. The temples have two layers of wall. Twisting, the broad-hipped and high-breasted display their generously contoured and bodies on worked exterior wall panels. Now we go to Delhi and we will see the Qutub Minar is the second tallest minar, which is 73 meters in India, after Fateh Burj in Chapar Chiri, which stands at 100-meter tall. Qutub Minar is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is made of red sandstone and marble. The stair of the tower has 379 steps, which is 72.5 meters and has a diameter of 14.3 meters. Construction was started in 1173 by Qutbuddin Aibak. It is surrounded by several other ancient medieval structures. Originally, since this place was acquired by Muslims, it was called the Vishnu Dhosh temple, since it originally belonged to Hindus. The minar is made of red sandstone covered with the intricate carvings. The minar comprises several superposed flanked and cylindrical shafts, separated by balconies carried on Mukarna's corbel. The first three stories are made of red sandstone. The fourth and fifth stories are of marble. At the foot of the tower is a mosque that was the first mosque to be built in India. The nearby, it has a 7-meter high iron pillar standing in Qutub complex. The pillar has a Brahmic inscription is on that predate the Islamic minar. The minar tilts just above 60 centimeter from the vertical, which is considered to be within safe limits, although experts have stated that monitoring is needed in case rainwater seepage, which weakens the foundation. Now we see inside some of the streets of Delhi where you will find all local items being sold out. So now we will move to Jaipur, which is also known as the Pink City of India. Hawa Mahal is a place in Jaipur, and it is named because it was essentially a high screen wall built so the women of the royal household could observe street festivities while unseen from the outside. The construction of red and pink sandstone, the palace sits on the edge of the city palace and extends to the zenana or the women chambers. The original intention of the lattice was to allow royal ladies to observe the everyday life. When we go in India, we see sometimes snakes are worshipped, and this is a very beautiful thing you will see over here, that this person sitting and putting the bean on the snake. Basically, he's trying to make this snake dance. The Amer Palace is located in Amer, which is 11 kilometers from Jaipur. It is a tourist attraction in the Jaipur area located high on a hill. It was built by Raja Man Singh. It is known for its artistic style of Hindu elements with its large ramparts, the series of gates and cobbled path. The fort overlooks the Mayota Lake. The aesthetic ambience of the place is seen with its walls on a 4-level layout plan. It turned out to be the opulent palace complex built with the red sandstone and marble consisting of the Diwanayam and the hall of public audiences. The palace along the Jaigarh Fort located immediately above on the Chil Ka Tila, which means the hill of eagles, on the same Aravali hills. It is considered as one complex as the two are well connected by a subterranean passage. It was meant as an escape route in terms of in the time of war, and the royal family members can be shifted easily to Jaigarh Fort. The main entry is through Surajpol, which leads to Jaleb Chowk, which is the first main courtyard. This was the palace where armies would hold victory parades with their war bounty on the return from battles. The gate was built exclusively and was provided with guard as it was the main entry palace. Udaipur is a city and a municipal corporation and has an administrative headquarters of Udaipur district. Udaipur is a very popular tourist destination apart from history, culture and scenic location. It is also known for its Rajput era. The Lake Palace, for instance, covered an entire island in the Pichola Lake. Many of the palaces have been converted into luxury hotels, which is also called the Venice of the East and nicknamed as a lake city. Uday Sagar and Swarup Sagar in this city are considered some of the most beautiful lakes. Udaipur was founded in 1559 by Maharaja Uday Singh and is the final capital of the Mewar Kingdom. The Lake Palace was built in 1743 and it is made of marble and is situated on the Jag Niwas Island in the Lake Pichola. It was built a royal summer palace, but it is now a luxury 5-star hotel operating under the Taj Hotel Resort and Palace. Jag Mandir is another island in Lake Pichola which is known for its garden. Shah Jahan took this and revolted against his father in the olden era. This is again now converted into a hotel. Here you will also find Jagdish Temple, which is a large Hindu temple in the middle of Udaipur, built by Maharana Jagdish Singh in an Aryan architect style. The lake is 4 km long and 3 km wide, originally built by Maharana Uday Singh. There are many ghats like bathing and washing ghat, which can be approached through boats from the city. The city palace of Udaipur Bansi Ghat is in the heart of the lake. It is now converted into the heritage place and it remains shallow even during heavy rains. Ranthambore National Park is one of the largest national parks in the northern India, covering the area of 392 km. It is situated in the Savai Madhopur district, about 110 km from the northeast of Kota. It is known for its tigers and one of the best places in India to see. Tigers can easily be spotted even in the daytime. The best time for tiger sightseeing at park are in November and May. The park has various kind of animals which includes the variety of cats like leopard, then nilgai, the wild boar, sambar, the sloth bear and cheetal. It is home to the variety of tree, plant, birds and reptile as well as one of the largest banyan trees in India. The park terrain alternates between dry forest and open grass meadow. The flora of the park include 539 species of flowering plants. The Ganges is a transboundary river of Asia which flows through India and Bangladesh, and it flows through the Gangetic plains of northern India. The Ganges is the most important river to Hindus and it is a lifeline to the millions of Indians who live along its course and depends for the daily need. It is worshipped as the goddess Ganga in Hinduism. Ganges flow an 800 km passing through the cities of Kannauj, Farrukhabad and Kanpur. It is joined by the Ram Ganga which contributes an average annual flow of about 500 metric tons. The Ganga joins Yamuna at Triveni Sangam at Allahabad, a holy confluence in Hinduism. At their confluence, Yamuna is larger than the Ganges. There are various ghats which are known as per the Hindus where they go ahead and take holy bath. The Dashavamedha Ghat is the most busiest and the ancient ghat. According to myth, Lord Brahma performed the 10 horses sacrifice at this. Prayag Ghat, it's one of the oldest ghat which is also known as Tirtha Raja at the Ganges river. It is believed the three rivers combine here and people come and scare bird which gives them ultimately after their death they will go to heaven. Asi Ghat is an important ghat of Varanasi traditional constitute the southern end of conventional city. The numerous references about this ghat are found in the early literature in Matsya Purana, again Purana, the Karm Purana, the Padma Purana and the Kashi Khanda. According to belief, goddess Durga, after slaying demon, had thrown her sword. The Ganga Mahal Ghat is named after the palatial building of the Maharaja of Benares towards the northern end of Ghat. When you go to these Ghat, you will see lot of peoples in the daytime, in night time coming and taking bath here. The main reason for them to come is they want all their, basically if they have done any bad things, all that is totally washed. This is how these people believe about Ganges. Even if you have a small child and you want to remove the hairs, people come and do that specifically on the bank of river Ganges. Kumbh Mela is a mass Hindu pilgrimage in which Hindus gather to be bathed in a river. It is considered to be the largest peaceful gathering in the world, where around 100 million people were expected to visit during the Mahakumbh Mela. It is held every third year at one of the places by rotation, either Haridwar, Allahabad, Nasik and Ujjain. It attracts large crowd every 12 years. The current Mahakumbh Mela was held on 14th January 2013 at Allahabad. The day marked the second and the biggest Shahi Sanam. The account goes that Devas lost their strength by the curse of Durvasa Muni, and to regain it they approached Brahma and the Lord Shiva. They directed all the demigods to Lord Vishnu, and after praying to Lord Vishnu, he instructed them to churn the ocean of milk and Shira Sagra to receive Amrit. This required them to make a temporary agreement with their arch enemies to work together and the promise of sharing the wealth equally. However, when the Kumbha containing the Amrita appeared, the fight started. For 12 days and 12 nights, they fought with each other. It is believed during the battle, Lord Vishnu flew with a Kumbha and he drop, there was few drops which fell from that, and that is why this particular Kumbh Mela is basically organized at 4 different places, which are Allahabad, Haridwar, Ujjain, and Nasik. So this was all from our end about the India, about temples, about Rajasthan and the holy river Ganges. Thank you for watching it.